Professor McSweeney. This is my response to week 6. The question states, what are your thoughts on school counselor or psychologist providing counseling or psychological services in a school setting for students that are dealing with grief? So I did some pretty extensive research on this within my group role-playing activity this week. And I definitely think that this is something that needs to be addressed at the school level and on campus. Students dealing with grief definitely need to have, a resource on campus to kind of help them work through this. I really liked the National Association of School Psychologists. I thought they had a great website in regards to this. It kind of gives you an idea of what to, expect, kind of normal behavior. So difficulty sleeping, decreased appetite, decreased ability to concentrate in class, social withdrawal. So all of these things are to be expected when a student is going through grief. It, gives some tips for a psychologist to follow. And I found more information regarding psychologists in response to grief as opposed to counselor, which is what my degree is going to be in. But I really found this website very helpful. To discuss death in very developmentally appropriate terms. So to try and refrain from using abstract things like so-and-so went away or they're sleeping or things like that, where maybe you would think that would be beneficial to tell an elementary age student. That was rectified in a lot of the research that I found, stating that you should say exactly what happened. They died, death, and so that the student can be fully aware of what's going on and not have any abstract thoughts about it. Also, it says, to be sure that you can restate the same thing several times, making sure that they completely and fully understand. Refrain from being judgmental, try and just allow them to feel very open as we would in any counseling session, make them feel comfortable and open so that, they're able to kind of discuss this really difficult topic. Maintaining a routine also, so something that we could kind of work with our team, our faculty members, our teachers, and kind of maintain that normalcy and that routine, and kind of allow the student to engage in the activities that they had previously enjoyed can kind of be a way to, alleviate some of this unnormal behavior and some of these unnormal feelings. And then just having them find a support group or a group on campus, peer group, or someone else that's maybe experienced a loss to this degree. Also, something that my group discussed this week that I found was very influential and something that could be very useful is to write a letter to, the person that you lost. In our role play, we talked about writing to your grandfather, so I thought that was kind of a unique and interesting activity that the students can kind of get a little bit creative and, maybe provide them with a little bit of closure. So I definitely think that school counselors or psychologists should be providing services in a school setting for those students that are dealing with grief. I think it should be kind of an open door policy, if you will, to remember some of these key tips instituted by, the National Association of School Psychologists. I found to be very helpful. And kind of just following that protocol, but also just keeping the environment very open, honest, and then connecting the students with maybe a peer group or another student that's experienced a loss of a similar value. So thank you, Professor McSweeney. I look forward to seeing you in class.